everybody, and welcome to the Hoosier State Instigators' first ever ABA game, as they host the Chicago Rebels from Clinton, Indiana. My name is Stephen Err. Welcome everybody in once again. First ever ABA game for the Hoosier State Instigators. After last week, they played the Indiana Shuckers in an exhibition game. They fell to the Indiana Shuckers in that exhibition game, which we talked about that last game. The Shuckers, they were just shooting threes from out the wazoo. They were doing such a great job from beyond the arc. So the Instigators were looking to bounce back. Get their first win of the season as they begin their inaugural season in the ABA. From here in there's a beautiful venue here in Clinton, Indiana. Tip off in about 2 minutes. So we'll be back for tip off right after this. Starting lineups now for your Hoosier State Instigators as they do get ready to do those here on the field from Clinton, Indiana. We do have the Instigators roster here for you, those that missed the introduction earlier and who might not be able to hear from the broadcast. The names being announced here right now. So for the Instigators, we have number 0, Yogi Anderson. Number 1, JoJo Hart. Number 4, Dylan Ware. Number 5, Ethan Bishop. Number 6, Aubrey Patterson. Number 7, Alex Brown. Number 11, Joe Bird. Number 20, Keith Whedon. Number 23, Jesse Sawyer. Number 31, Chance Fry. Number 32 is Chuck Bloom, And number 34, V. Brown. And we made this note in the exhibition game last week against the Indiana Shuckers. Dylan Ware, number 4, and Alex Brown, number 7, are former Indiana Lion players. And, of course, for those that don't know, and those that do know, the Indiana Lions were co-champions in the 2022-2023 ABA season, along with I believe they're called the Burning River Buckets, something like that. Anyway, the Indiana Lions were supposed to play the Burning River Buckets in the championship game in the St. Louis area this past March, I believe, past April. Unfortunately, the game was canceled due to a tornado warning in the St. Louis area. And for everybody's safety, they decided, no game, we'll just crown co-champions. Obviously, that got on a lot of people's nerves, the fact that we had co-ABA champions last season. We're hoping that this is not the same this season. We can crown an official ABA champion here in 2023, 2024. And obviously the Instigators, along with the Chicago Rebels, are both looking to be crowned the ABA champions. Obviously, the co-champions came from the same Mid-East area, so why not them, right? That's what the Instigators' mindset is going to this season as they start their inaugural season here in the American Basketball Association. As it is for every other team, there are over 150 teams in the American Basketball Association, and every team's mindset is championship or bust. Several new teams here in the ABA here in 2023, including last night, the Connecticut Surge kicked off their inaugural season out in Waterbury, Connecticut. They defeated the New Hampshire Kings in a classic 123-117, a very close game throughout. So congratulations to Guy Rick Jr. and the Connecticut Surge for winning your inaugural game in franchise history. Now let's see if the Instigators, playing their first official ABA game, can do the same. As the Instigators players get ready, they're here on the court. Now enter the Chicago Rebels, who are wearing the blue. Instigators, of course, wearing the white. Again, my name is Stephen Err. Broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 40 miles outside of Boston, Massachusetts. I want to thank the Instigators for the opportunity to come out and broadcast this game remotely as we are ready to go for Clinton, Indiana. Now we're underway. Let's get it going. And again, the Chicago Rebels in blue, Instigators in white, and the Rebels have it first here. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get any roster for the Rebels, so we'll just play it by ear. And the first shot up, it looked like it might have been blocked. So here come the Instigators. Deep pass here. Wide open and to the lane and a basket. Fast start for the Instigators to get the first basket here in the layup following the block there. So mixture of offense and defense to get the first points. And now 3-ball for the Rebels. That one, it looked like it was good. No, it looks like actually it was airballed. So because the Rebels get it back on the rebound. Now a turnover and that ball's going out of bounds. Looks like it was last touched by Chicago. Well, let's get the call from the referee. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining the broadcast, well, welcome in. I'm Stephen Err, broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. We are watching this game from Clinton, Indiana, which is, I don't know how far from Indianapolis, but obviously, again, first season for the Hoosier State Instigators. I'm not so sure if it's the first season for the Chicago Rebels, but I don't believe it is. I believe I've heard of the Chicago Rebels in the past. But anyway, first official game for the Instigators here in 2023-2024. After last week, they fell to the Indiana Shuckers out in Bedford, Indiana, in an exhibition game. And again, the Shuckers were part of the IBL Pro-Am League. They're not an ABA team, so the Instigators getting their first taste of an ABA action here today against Chicago. Now here come the Rebels with the inbound. Passing outside. And there's a three. That one also no good. It looks like a foul was called because everybody stopped moving. So currently the score should be 2-0 Instigators. We'll get up to our score toolboard is not working right now, so we're going to get updates for you. Or we'll just pay close attention to the scoreboard. Right now the score should be 2-0 Instigators on top of the Chicago Rebels. So we get this game started. And once again, it looks like the foul was against the Instigators because we have the Rebels once again inbounding here. There's a little discussion between the referees and the scoreboard table. Oh, wait. See what's going on here. It looked like the Rebels are ready to inbound, and now there's some discussion. Not exactly sure what's going on right there. 2-0 Instigators lead. They got up to the fast start to block the first Rebel shot for the game. And then a deep pass led to an easy bucket. Still more discussion going on here. Nice little crowd there in Clinton, Indiana for the Instigators' first ever game in the ABA. Like to see more fans come out, watch their Instigators over the course of this season. Of course, we're only in the second week of the season. Some teams debuting their inaugural seasons, like the Surge last night, the Connecticut Surge, and the Instigators here today. You have other teams like the 413 Elite, also out here in Massachusetts, who improved to 2-0 yesterday after they defeated the Bridgeport Kings 138-133, excuse me, was the final score there out in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Meanwhile, the Kings, we'll talk about the Bridgeport Kings, they're already 1-3. So we got teams that play 4 games, we got teams that play no games. It's all over the place, but in the end, everybody looking to be crowned champion. Here's a turnover on the inbound, and a layup, no good, but the rebound also no good. Oh, man. If you're the Instigators, you got to finish the job there. They get the turnover, they get it back. And now another whistle. So some strong defense to start this one off for the Instigators. They got the block on the first possession for the Rebels, and now here on the inbound, they steal the ball away. Unfortunately, they're unable to finish the job there, get a basket. And now the Rebels will get the ball back. So score still 2-0 in favor of the Instigators. And here come the Rebels again outside. Coming back in. More inside. And the layup. Didn't see it. Didn't look like it was no good. Couldn't really see though. A little buffer here in the video. But now here come the Instigators once again on offense. And kind of outside, and that's a 3. Knocks it down. That's a 3 ball for the Instigators. So now the score either 5-0 or 5-2. Fast start again. We saw this last week. And there's the scoreboard up there as you see on your screen. It is 5-2 to score. And there's a jump shot here, no good. Rebounded by Chicago up top. Another shot. That one hits the side of the rim. Instigators get back on the rebound. So again, 5-2 is your score. The Instigators currently lead the Chicago Rebels, and no one looks like went out of bounds. So back over to Chicago. But again, we saw this last week, ladies and gentlemen. We saw the hot start from the Instigators against the Shuckers. Got up to, I believe it was like an 8-0 lead or something like along those lines. And the Shuckers, it was all Shuckers from there. And then it's a layup for the Rebels, making it a 1-point game. It's 5-4. So you see there, big blue board on your screen right next to the stage here. Rebels playing in an auditorium. Or the Instigators, excuse me. That ball almost got out of bounds. Let's say they're Instigators. Alley-oop, and can't finish the job. 2 guys had a chance there at the basket, but no good. And here they come. Here come the Rebels. Layup, no good. Instigators get it back. So again, it was 5-0, 5-2 with the reball off the mark. And the ball's going to go out of bounds, and the Rebels will get it back. So again, fast start for the Instigators, but unfortunately weren't able to finish a few baskets there, actually. They had a few times where they had second chance shots, and they just could not make them. And now just a 1-point game. Here come the Rebels. Looking to take the lead on this next basket, but then they turn it over, so the Instigators get it back. And here they come. It looks like ball going back over to the Rebels. Couple turnovers here by the Instigators, giving the Rebels the ball back on a few possessions here. Here they come again. He's going right up to the lane, outside, and so he lost it out of bounds. So looks like it's kind of like we're out of bakery, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing a lot of turnovers here, pun intended. 5-4 still your score. It leaves 8:47 left here in the first quarter. Instigators lead the Rebels, and they'll get the ball back. So here they come. Again, you got about 7 seconds to get to the other side of the court before you get a backcourt violation. And there's a pass a little inside. Now triple team, another turnover. Here come the Rebels again on the turnover. And inside of the basket, and a slam gives the Rebels their first lead, 6-5. Now you're seeing a little more of the crowd there here in Clinton, Indiana. And the Instigators now trailing for the first time today. Back inside, back outside. And that looks like a 2-point shot, but it's an air ball nonetheless. Whether it's a 2-point shot or 3-point shot, no good. And so, once again, ball back over to the Rebels. Instigators looking to keep themselves in this game. They once led 5-2, and they've been on a 4-0 run after the Rebels. The reball, that one is off the mark. Looked like it was about to be bounced back. Might have been gotten in on the second bounce, but no good. And here come the Instigators. A couple passes, and now inside. Another turnover, and wide open. This is easy money for the Rebels. It's 8-5. It's a 6-0 run for Chicago. And a 3-ball here, can't get it to go. And once again, here come the Rebels. So like we saw last week, the Shuckers, the Rebels now started to take a little bit of control here. Coming inside now outside. Caught a 3. That one bounces off the back of the rim. No good. Here come the Rebels. Here come the Instigators again. It was once 5-2, and now it's 8-5. 6-0 run here for Chicago. A few turnovers here by the Instigator offense. 3-ball. And another missed shot there. Got to work on that shooting if you're the Instigators here early on. Don't want to fall in too deep of a hole. So 8-5 your score. It's about 8.5 left here in the first quarter. 3-ball, no good. Rebound, and now that's going to go out of bounds. It looks like on the Instigators, so we'll go back over to the Rebels. Once again, turning the ball over, another issue here for the Instigators, as well as their shooting not too well. And we have time on the floor. We'll take it with them. We're right back here watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. A 6-0 run here for Chicago. The Chicago Rebels. They now lead the Hoosier State Instigators 8-5. We're about 5. Look at about 5:28 left here. 8:28. One of the two. I can't really see. There's like 8:28 left here in the first quarter. And ladies and gentlemen, you're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. You're on YouTube. I'm Stephen Err, broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts. And a 3-ball for the Rebels there. No good. Rebounded by the Instigators. Looking to get back in this game, down by just 3 here. But they once led 5-2. And a layup. And that one looked like it might have been blocked by the Rebels. But the rebound. And here you go. There. And that is 4 times it looked like on that one possession. The Instigators had a chance to get the rebound. And they got nothing out of it. And that's going to be something they need to work on. Here's a 3. Knocks it down. So another 3 there for the Rebels. And looks like now they're saying it's just 2-point shot. So it's 10-5. And an 8-0 run here for Chicago. And the other biggest problem you see here is the Instigators. As the layup here, no good. The rebound, there it goes. Looks like they got the rebound on that one. But now a foul is called, it looks like. So I'm not sure if that basket counted. It looks like it actually did. And plus, so it's an and 1 here for the Instigators. So now it's going out 10-7. And that's their first points in quite a while for Hoosier State. Obviously, they're going down on a 6-0 run. And the foul shot is good. So it actually looks like there was no basket on that last one. But there was a foul against Chicago. So we're going to see the Hoosiers, the Instigators. Keep trying to say Hoosiers because I did say last week, ladies and gentlemen. Heard broadcast of the game against the Indiana Shuckers. I kept saying the Hoosiers because of, the University of Indiana Hoosiers. No, this is the Hoosier State Instigators. So I do apologize. And that shot looked like it was blocked, but it goes in anyway. It's now 12-7 in favor of Chicago. And Hoosier State, as you could tell, they made both of their free throw shots on the foul. So now 12-7 is your score, a 5-point lead for the Rebels. Again, last week we were here. We're actually out in Bedford, Indiana, as the Indiana Shuckers blew out the Hoosier State Instigators in a game that they led by a lot pretty early, and then the Shuckers shot 3s like it was nobody's business, and a blowout victory. Of course, that was just an exhibition game. This is the first time in Hoosier State Instigators history they're playing an ABA team, and this game actually counts as they look to win a championship in their first season here in Indiana. Match their brothers, the Lions, who were co-champions last year. And there's another turnover by the Instigators. Here come the Rebels again. Get deep outside now, near the backcourt line. Under 5 minutes now here in the quarter, and now turnover by the here's a basket for the Instigators. Too easy, and a layup is good. Those are the things I need to capitalize on. Turnovers and second chances as well. That's a big thing here for Instigators. They've missed almost all of their second chance shots. Shot up here for the Rebels, no good, and they can do a decent job here with the defensive rebounds, but the offensive rebounds what they need to get. Here's one. Shot no good, and there you go. See, that's what I'm talking about. If you're the Instigators, you need to make those offensive rebounds. And that's the first one they made all afternoon, and now we have a whistle. So 12-11 now your score. A 6-2 run here for the Hoosiers. And we'll have substitutions for the first time here in this game. Again, for those watching at home, thanks for joining us. I'm Stephen Err, broadcasting this game remotely from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 40 miles outside of Boston, Massachusetts. You are watching this game from Clinton, Indiana. The three ball there, just off the mark with the rebound, and there you go. So now the Instigators starting to get those offensive rebounds and get buckets off them. Now they have a 13-12 lead. It's been the story of the ABA season thus far. Back and forth we go with all these teams playing very close games. Now a turnover. Here come the Instigators again. Three ball. Ooh, that would have been a nice finish there if he made that one. Here come the Rebels. And the layup is good. And now the Chicago retakes the lead. We have reached the 3:42 left in the first quarter. Instigators got off to that hot start by blocking the first shot for the Rebels and returning it easily for an easy bucket. They led 5-2 at one point. Chicago went on an 8-0 run. And the one problem we kept talking about is the Instigators and the way they are not getting those offensive rebounds and converting those into points. They've done that these last few possessions. They scored 6 points off offensive rebounds. And we have another time on the floor, so let's take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Back to the action here. It is a 1-point game in favor of the Chicago Rebels over the Hoosier State Instigators. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball here from Clinton, Indiana. Again, not too sure how far that is from Indianapolis, but welcome in anyway, everybody. I'm Stephen Err, broadcasting this game remotely from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 40 miles outside of Boston. And a three ball there looks like off the back of the rim, no good, rebounded by the Rebels. And for those Colts fans here in Indiana, next Sunday, you want to set your alarms, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. The Colts will be in Frankfurt, Germany, as they take on the New England Patriots. Again, next Sunday from Frankfurt, Germany, 9:30 a.m. Eastern kickoff on NFL Network. Today, if you missed it earlier today, we had the first game in Frankfurt this morning, the Kansas City Chiefs, who once led 21-0, held on for a 21-14 win over the Miami Dolphins, as the Dolphins fumbled after getting deep into Kansas City territory with just a minute left. So that was a good game this morning. I don't know who the Colts played today, but I do know the Chicago, for those people who are watching for Chicago, the Bears are in a tight lock game down in New Orleans with the Saints, as the rookie quarterback, the undrafted rookie out of Shepherd University, I don't remember his name, but the rookie out of Shepherd University getting his third start, I believe it's his third start for the Bears. And they are in a tight game with the Saints down at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome, or the Caesars Superdome now it's called, in New Orleans. And here we come, the Rebels now. It's 15-14 in favor of the Instigators. Another turnover. Here comes the Instigators in transition. Alley-oop, and oh, there you go. You got to finish that job there if you're the Instigators. Not the best shot there. Outside. Rebels for 3. And too short, but they get the offensive rebound. See, that's exactly what the Instigators do, stuff like that. They've made just 3, I believe only 3 of, like, I don't know, I can't count on my fingers and toes how many times the Instigators have had the chance to get the second chance shots, and they haven't made them. They get the basket there, though, and they retake the lead 17-16. Here come the Rebels again. So a close game here between the two. Oh, another turnover, and the ball goes out of bounds. Well, let's say it remains with Hoosier State. Let's say go and out on the Rebels. Back and forth game between these two states that border each other. Obviously, Illinois and Indiana are neighbors, pretty much. So Chicago Rebels and the Hoosier State Instigators here from Clinton, Indiana. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. I'm Stephen Err. Again, the Chicago Bears and the New Orleans Saints. And the tight one down in New Orleans. Three ball. Off the side of the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Rebels. And I'm not sure if anybody can update me in the chat. I know we got production running the chat here. I'm the only one calling the game, which is no problem, of course. But anybody in chat can give me an update on who the Colts are playing or if they're on a bye week. And that shot is blocked, but another block. 2 blocks in a row. And you see the crowd getting on their feet. The bench at least getting on their feet for their Instigators. And then, you got it again. You got to finish the job for the Instigators. That would have been a spectacular finish to that possession for the Instigators. They made that slam and ding dong, but unfortunately, just didn't go in. It looks like there was a foul. It looks like, yes, the Instigators are going to shoot 2 foul shots, but again, 2 back-to-back blocks. Great defense there by the Instigators, but then you got to finish the job on the other side, and that's what they did not do. They did get the foul, though, so we get 2 foul shots here. First shot is up, and the first shot is good. So I want to bring something up. Literally right before I came on this broadcast, and I probably shouldn't be talking about this because who the hell cares, right? Nobody cares. The new metal band Slipknot, and I'm sure if you all know, the new metal band Slipknot, formed in 1995 out of Des Moines, Iowa. They just announced literally minutes ago, right before I got on this broadcast, and this absolutely breaks my heart, they have parted ways with drummer Jay Weinberg after 10 years. No further information has been provided. I'm sure it'll all come out over the next few weeks, months, years, who knows. But yes, Jay Weinberg has parted ways with Slipknot after 10 years as their drummer. He replaced Joey Jordison, who was quote-unquote fired from the band in 2013. And Jordison passed away July 25th, 2021. Back to the action here. And a basket there. See, there you go. The Rebels getting those second chance shots. Now, it looks like the 2018 used to score. It might be 2019. Get you updated in a moment. 3 ball. No good. Rebound come the Rebels. So again, back and forth we go here in Indiana. 3 ball. Bang. It is now 20. That's a 2-point shot. They're saying it's 22-20 right on the final minute here in the quarters. Yeah, if you're just joining us, folks, Chicago Bears are in a tight game with the New Orleans Saints. Excuse me. We're looking to see who the Colts play this week. Actually, I do know who they play, and we'll get to that as we come to the end of the quarter. We'll get to the second quarter. Again, transition shot here for the Rebels, 23-20. Down to the last 20 seconds here in the first quarter. 23-20, the Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators. I will get that right eventually. And now another turnover, and here come the Rebels again. Another transition shot to the basket, and it's good. 25-20. Looks like there's about 2.4 seconds left. While we have a moment, the Colts are in Carolina, taking on Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers. That game is a 4 o'clock game on Fox, on CBS. So that game is yet to kick off, but we will get you updates throughout the second half of the broadcast on the Colts and the Carolina Panthers. But for now, we do know the Bears are in New Orleans in a tight game with the New Orleans Saints. And the last 3 seconds at a basket there, 25-22. And that is the end of the first quarter. The Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 25-22. We will be right back after this. Getting ready to start the second quarter here, ladies and gentlemen, from Clinton, Indiana. The Hoosier State Instigators trail the Chicago Rebels 25-22. I'm Stephen Erb, broadcasting this game here from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 40 miles outside of Boston, Massachusetts. Thank you all for joining us here on this live stream broadcast presentation of Hoosier State Instigators ABA basketball. They host their first ever game in franchise history last week. They fell to the Indiana Shuckers in an exhibition game. And this week is their first official game against an ABA opponent. Looking to kick off their inaugural season with a victory, just like last night. Again, we were out. Well, I was out in Waterbury, Connecticut. The Connecticut Surge overcame a 102-96 deficit with about 5 minutes remaining. We have whistle here. So the Surge trailed 102-96 to the New Hampshire Kings last night. About 5:45 left in the game. They came back, took the lead, and then a Josh Fleming three. I said Justin Fleming on the broadcast. I meant Josh Fleming. A Josh Fleming 3 made it a 4-point game with under a minute left and ultimately put the game away as Surge won their first game in franchise history, 123-117. So congratulations to Guy Riddick Jr., owner and coach of the Surge, on the first win in franchise history and the first game in franchise history. It's a special moment after the game. Guy's parents, Guy Riddick Sr. and his wife, shared a long hug, and it did include tears because, as they mentioned, Guy worked on the Surge for over a year. Worked toward putting a team together for over a year. So it was a special moment for them to come out, get the opening win on their first ever game. The Instigators, look at his name here. Again, we are in Bedford, Indiana. Clinton, Indiana, excuse me. Last week we were in Bedford, Indiana. And the Instigators, who have been telling me since the beginning that their main goal, as it is for all of the 150-plus teams here in the ABA, championship. That's what every team wants here. Obviously, last year we didn't get that, unfortunately, because the Indiana Lions and the Burning River Buckets, I believe, the Chula Vista is the Suns. So wherever the Burning River Buckets are from, they were declared co-champions because there was a tornado warning in the St. Louis area where the championship was to be played. And here's the turnover by the Rebels. Here come the Instigators. Outside. Good passing here by the Instigators. Trying to get something done here on offense. And the left was blocked. Looked like it was blocked. 25-23, your score. And a layup here for the Rebels. Ooh, no good. No, can't finish the job. Here come the Instigators once more. You have a wide open man here in the corner. Nobody sees him. Here's a three. And it goes in. Well, it looked like it went in. And either way, it looked like they did get the 2-point shot off. So there you go. When we talk about it in the first quarter, the Instigators need to work on getting offensive rebounds, and they do get it there. It looked like a 3-point shot went in, rolled around, and then went in. But then we saw the offensive rebound, which was successful. So it should now be a tie game of 25 here in the second quarter. So another exciting game here in the ABA. We've seen a lot of those. I haven't seen too many blowouts. Even teams like the Bridgeport Kings, who didn't even have a home last year, and the New Hampshire Kings also didn't have a home last year. They're playing very close games to start the season. Alley-oop, boom! There you go, slam-a-limba ding-dong. That's how you finish the job for the Instigators, who take the lead back 27-25. That's the first successful alley-oop I've seen, and now a basket here to tie the game to 27. But what a job there for the Instigators. Finishing the alley-oop. Putting on a show for the fans here in Bedford and for you at home as well. Yeah, well, if you're watching this remotely from home, let us know where you're watching from, where you're paying attention to the comments here in the chat. And here's Jason Wright, who joined us last week in the broadcast against the Indiana Shuckers, excuse me. He said, very nice alley-oop. Yes, sir. Very nice indeed. And now, wow, what's going on here? I turned away for 2 seconds, and it's a 6-0 run for Chicago. They're up by 4, 31-27, with 10-11 left here in the half. Now, a 2-point game. Put 2 points on the board here. So it's 31-29. Again, 10-11 left here in the half. Hoosier State Instigators trail the Chicago Rebels. And we talk about the Saints next week. These Hoosier State Instigators back home for another game. November 12th, next Sunday, 3 p.m. They take on the Southland Saints. So if you have yet to get your tickets for that game next Sunday against the Southland Saints, be sure to do so. Follow the Instigators on Instagram at Hoosier State APA. At least that's the tag shows here. There's a nice pass in here by the Instigators and a foul, looks like, against Chicago. No, it's actually a foul against Hoosier State. I would have called it looked like a foul against Chicago the way that the Chicago defender jumped on the back of one of the Instigators there. And here's a bat into the basket, and that's going to be, it looks like a shooting foul. Like he was trying to get into the lane to the basket, and the Instigator defender just jumped up and basically swatted that one away. And here come the Arrows on the inbound again, inside, and shot up. That one's aired out. No good. And let's see who gets it now. Fight for possession. And the Rebels get it back. Look like for a second, the Instigators had it. Now the Rebels get it back inside of the basket. Layup. In and out. No good. Now the score reached 30-29. So we got a bunch of score changes here. So it's a 1-point game. And a whistle. And it looks like the offensive foul because you see one of the guys for the Instigators clapping it up. That usually tells you the ball's going back to the other team. So now the score reached 30-29. We're about 9:46 left here in the half. Here come some more people joining the crowd here. And another turnover. Here come the Rebels. And a nice pass to the basket, and that's how you finish. Great job there by the Rebels. Finishing that one. The score now should be 32-29. And another turnover here for the Instigators. Now they're giving the Instigators a 32-30 lead. Another basket for the Instigators. So the score should actually be 32-all. As you can see on this left side of your screen, they are changing up the scoreboard here. So I can't see it on my end. I just see it. It's pretty clear, but this obviously you see the 31 there for the Instigators. I believe it's 31-30 in favor of Hoosier State. Obviously on the other side of the court. Once we get over there, we'll see the official score. We are getting the score in the comments as well from the production crew. That's the scoreboard tool thing here that's supposed to be shown on the broadcast is not working. And now we see 35-31. So the score's all over the place here, ladies and gentlemen. Just keep up with us. And now we're getting official word from our production crew. It is 35-31 Chicago. So that scoreboard you see on the board is correct. And now, again, the Rebels again inbounding here. Coming inside. That's a nice block there for the defense. Here they come. Here come the Instigators to the basket. And they finish. So another great job there for the Instigators finishing after the defense makes a play. 35-33, shot up here, rolls around the rim and goes in. 37-33 now. About 8.5 left here in the half. Three ball off the front of the rim. They can get the rebound. Call it 3. Bang! And now is a 1-point game. I believe that's the first 3 we've seen here by the Instigators. Another turnover in transition. And the basket, no good. But it goes out of bounds on the Rebels. And that was just an unfortunate series of events there. No pun intended, for those that know. Series of unfortunate events. And we have substitutions coming in now. Actually, we have a timeout, so let's take one with them. We have a 1-point game here in Clinton, Indiana. Right back. You're watching a presentation. 37-36, Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators. First ever ABA game for the Instigators in franchise history. Playing in front of their home crowd here in Clinton, Indiana. And for those watching at home, again, let us know where you're watching from in the comments. Or paid attention to all of that. Want to see how far we can reach our audience. And that one looked like the basket was no good. It looked like it should have been a goaltending call against the Rebels or somebody, because so someone right after the basket, 3-ball here, no good. Okay, no foul called for goaltending there. It looked like it should have been, though. It's like somebody reached up to the net on that shot. It remains 37-36. 7.5 left here in the first half. First game and first ABA game in franchise history for the Hoosier State Instigators. Now going inside the basket and a slam dunk. That'll give the Instigators the lead right back at 38-37. You are watching this game from Clinton, Indiana, being broadcasted remotely from Worcester, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And the pass here to the shot to the corner. Now taking inside, shot up off his back foot, rolls around the rim, no good. Rebounded by the Instigators. Here they come again. Take it inside basket, and there it is. There you go. So we talked about Instigators needing to have to get the second chance shots and a foul. So an and one here for the Instigators. This is what it looked like initially. The score hasn't changed. So it might have been no basket, but there was a foul. So we're seeing the Instigators come to the line. So it looks like we're going to get 2 foul shots here for Hoosier State. So this week, taking on the Chicago Rebels. Next Sunday, 3 p.m., they're taking on the Southland Saints, their second game in the ABA. 3 p.m. tip-off from here in Clinton, Indiana. Be sure to get your tickets. Follow the Instigators on social media. On Instagram at Hoosier State Instigators ABA. And so they made one of the first foul shot is good. So it's 39-37. American Basketball Association, founded in 1999 by Mr. Joe Newman. Obviously a rebrand of the then ABA from back in the 1960s and 1970s. Before they split away from the NBA, which obviously now the biggest basketball brand in the world. Kicking off their 2023-24 season just a few weeks ago. How about the Miami Heat? I don't know we're here in Indiana, but I just saw this a few days ago. Miami Heat have the worst record in the Eastern Conference. They're 1-4. This is the defending Eastern Conference champions. What's going on here? That's a shock, isn't it? A little shock to see the Heat at the worst record in the Eastern Conference. Now, of course, that could have changed in the last few days because you play games, not like the ABA where you play once a week. In the ABA, you play every other day, every other 2 days. Something around there. But the Heat, wow. So again, your score here, 39-37. Looks like about 6:52 left here in the first half. They're still at the foul line. The Instigators still at the foul line, so I don't know what's going on here. Stoppage of play, something like that. Something's going on here. I don't know. Oh, by the way, this is a great time while we're sitting here waiting for these foul shots. The next one's up and it is good. So they make both their foul shots. 40-37 is your score. Did you guys set your clocks back? Just remember, it's daylight savings time, about 2 o'clock Eastern this morning. For those, obviously, cell phones themselves, because we have technology like that now where the clocks set themselves back on their cell phones and everything. But for your wall clocks, for your microwaves, for your ovens, be sure to set your clocks back 1 hour. And for those complaining, fall back, we get an extra hour of sleep, folks. You should be happy about that. Great ball for the Rebels, knocks it down. Then we have a tie game with 4:37 left in the half. Back and forth we go. The Hoosier State Instigators and the Chicago Rebels, and Rebels bench, you see, getting a little feisty there. They thought there was a foul or a turnover or something, but the whistle was blown by the referees. They stopped the play. Once again, folks, we are tied at 40 here in this inaugural ABA game for the Hoosier State Instigators and the Chicago Rebels. Looks like the foul was against the Rebels because the Instigators are inbounding here. And outside, get back inside. Nice passing here by the Instigators. And it looks like a turnover because here come the Rebels again. And a basket shot is blocked out of bounds. Nice play there by the Instigator defense. Seen a few of those blocks here today by the Instigator defense. Doing a great job. 41-40. Now your score. 8-8. Looks like 6:10 left in the half. Three. Too short. Rebounded by the Rebels. Instigators defense doing their job and making a few nice plays. Getting the ball here. And now they blow a whistle. Look at timeout on the floor. So let's take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Well, 5:46 left here in the half. 41-40. The Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators. And both teams' first ever ABA action here from Clinton, Indiana. I'm Steven Herb, broadcast this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston. And now looks like we got a foul. Not sure who was against. Let's see what happens here next. So again, if you have not set your microwaves, ovens, wall clocks back in 1 hour, now is the time to do so, as we have reached daylight savings time for the second time here in 2023. Fall back, as they like to say, spring forward, fall back. We all gained an hour of sleep tonight. Or got one last night. Off balance 3. That would have been a nice shot, but it's no good. And rebounded by the Instigators, though. And inside, trying to go for the alley-oop, and that one was no good. And here come the Rebels. Inside, and the basket is good. It's 43-40. 4:18 left in the half. Back inside. Back outside for the Instigators. Five minutes left to look like. That shot up there is no good. Rebounded by Chicago. And shot up here. That was airballed. But it looks like a whistle was blown. (43-40), 4:49 left here in the half, and the fouls against the Instigators. So now the Rebels are shooting 2 foul shots. That first one was up and good, and now 44-40 game. Wait for the second foul shot. 44-40 score again. 4:40 left here in the half. And the second shot is up and it's no good. The Instigators get the rebound. And close stepping out of bounds there. Throwing up to the basket. And I don't know what that was, but the ball went out of bounds. But I think it might have been a whistle before the ball went out of bounds. And the Instigators are getting the ball back. Off balance three. Oh, no good. Close, but no cigar. But they do get it back on the rebound. And now a turnover here and an easy basket here for the Rebels. Pass it outside, and they can't even finish it. Look like for a second there, the Rebels had an easy basket. They get nothing out of it, though. But here's another turnover. Another wide open lane to the basket, and they've knocked this one down. And the 3D rule, here's something we didn't talk about yet today. The 3D rule was in effect for that. And alley-oop and another slam. 47-42. So we talk about the 3D rule. If a turnover happens in the backcourt and the other team scores, you add an extra point to whatever basket they've had. For example, they had a 2-point basket on that last possession, so they scored 3 points. And if they had made a 3-point basket, it would have been a 4-point play. So now 47-42. Here come the Instigators again off the missed shot. A layup and it's good. And now it's just a 3-point game. Here come the Instigators making a little run for themselves here at the end of the half. About 3.5 left here in the half. It's 47-44. Chicago Rebels on top of the Hoosier State Instigators. First ever action for both teams. 3-ball off the rim. No good. And rebounded by the Rebels. They get it back. It looks like the ball went out of bounds. Notice they went out on the Instigators. Just so one of the guys was like, you gotta be kidding me. It looks like another timeout on the floor, so we'll be right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. .3:22 left here in the first half. Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 47-44. Well, again, welcome everybody in watching this game from wherever you're watching. Please, again, let us know in the comments where you are watching this game from. We'd love to know where our audience is coming from here for the Hoosier State Instigators. I'm Stephen Err. I'm broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, 40 miles away from Boston, Massachusetts. Been a back-and-forth game. All teams turn the ball over a few times. Here's a 3-ball and no good. Air balls by the Rebels, and now everybody stops, so it looks like another whistle is blown here by the referees. Getting near the end of the half here again. Hoosier State Instigators playing their first ever action here in the American Basketball Association. They're playing an exhibition game last week against the Indiana Shuckers. Coming inside now, and up to the basket. That one under the basket. And another foul. Looks like the Instigators are actually going to shoot a couple foul shots here. .47-44. Still your score. About 2:53 left here in the half. Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators, and that first shot bounces off the back of the rim. It's no good. Again, next Sunday, November 12th, 3 p.m. tip-off. Here from Clinton, Indiana, the Hoosier State Instigators play their second ever action against the Southland Saints. Be sure you get your tickets. Follow the Instigators on Instagram at Hoosier State Instigators, ABA. So they make that second foul shot. It's now 47-45 in favor of Chicago. Passing this one outside. Double team now. Up to the basket. No good, but they get the rebound. Make it a 4-point game. 2.5 left here in the half. 49-45 is your score. There's one outside. Up, try to go for three, faked it. Going back inside, trying to get to the basket. No good, but a foul is called. So it looks like we might see two more foul shots here for the Instigators. 49-45 is your score. Looks like about 2:19 left here in the first half. Watching this game from Clinton, Indiana. Again, I believe if they told me last week, I was on with one of the owners named Jay, who was in St. Louis last week. This week he is at the game with the team in Clinton, Indiana. He said it was in the somewhere in the southern Indiana region. Clinton, Indiana. Last week, the exhibition against the Shuckers was out in Bedford, Indiana. Sorry about that, folks. I had to pause my mic for a second. 49-46 is your score with 2:06 left here in the half. Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators. Now triple team here. But they left the other guy wide open for a three, and he knocks it down. And just like that, we are tied at 49. What a game here between the Instigators and the Chicago Rebels. That layup there. What a shot there. It looked like he shot with one hand. Knocks it down, but I don't know if they called it. Doesn't look like they did. Because now you have the Rebels inbounding here. 1:49 left in the half. Calling a three. No good. And rebounded by the Instigators. They have a chance now to take the lead right back. It's been a back and forth game between these two teams so far in this first half. Hope to see more in the second half. And another foul here. Instigators have the ball back once again. Three ball. No good. Rebounded by Chicago. Tie game, 49 all. It's about 1:20 left here in the half. And a turnover here. Instigators, man, wide open. Alley-oop to the basket. And again, he can't finish the job, but the rebound, they get it. 51-49. We are about to hit the final minute here in the first half. And outside, nice passing here by the Rebels. Trying to keep from going out of bounds there for a moment there. Now coming inside to the lane, shot up and knocks it down. Tied at 51. 40 seconds left here in the half. And a turnover, and this is a transition shot here for the Rebels. And a wide open basket makes it 53-51. Let's see what the Instigators do here in the final 20 seconds. Coming inside. That ball goes out of bounds. Let's see who they'll give it back to. They gave it back to Chicago, so that ball went out on the Instigators. So it looks like the Rebels are going to get the final shot off here if they decide to do so. About 15 seconds left here in the half. They're going to hold the ball and look like they are indeed going to go for that final shot. Outside. Throwing the three, no good. So now the Instigators have a shot. 3 seconds left. And a layup at the buzzer. No good. Not going to count it. So that's the end of the first half, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back for the second half in just a few minutes. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Halftime here in Clinton, Massachusetts. The Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 53-51. And the story of the game, it's been a back and forth game, but the story of the game for the Instigators is second chance shots. They really struggled on getting those offensive rebounds and getting points off of them to start the game, but they have gotten a little better at it, done a better job. They also done a better job at shooting and keeping the ball. No less turnovers as they went on. And now, well, they only trail by 2. So we'll be back for the second half coming up in a few minutes. So get ready to start the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 53-51. Close first half, just two-score game at the half. Give you an update from the NFL early window. Again, the Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Miami Dolphins 21-14 out in Frankfurt, Germany. 9:30 kickoff this morning. And just moments ago, Mac Jones threw an interception with 30 seconds left as the Washington Commanders defeat the New England Patriots 20-17 in Foxborough. The Atlanta Falcons and the Minnesota Vikings are in a 28-24 game, and Josh Dobbs, the new quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, just ran for a first down on a 4th down and 4. They are now 11 of 15 on 4th down this season. 15 4th down tries. How about that? That's something else. You don't really see that. And they're only halfway to the season. So I'll keep you updated as we have Falcons-Vikings in the background here from my remote broadcast here in Worcester, Massachusetts. We'll let you know how that one goes. We have timeout on the floor by Atlanta. So again, the Falcons and Vikings, both 4-4, looking to get back to over 500. Both looking to avoid falling back under 500. America's Game of the Week on Fox coming up. The Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys from Philadelphia. We'll get you. I'm trying to update you. If anybody in the chats can update us on the Colts and the Panthers game from Charlotte, North Carolina. As we get the second half underway here, it's Hoosier State Instigators trailing the Chicago Rebels 55-51 now. It's the first basket for the game for Chicago in the second half. And tonight, Sunday Night Football, the Cincinnati Bengals host the Buffalo Bills on NBC. And I know wide open lane to the basket for the Rebels, and there's another one. We've seen a lot of those here today for them. So now it's a 57-51 game. 1-0 run here for Chicago to start this one off. The reball here, no good. Rebounded by Chicago. And it's another 3 here for the Rebels. Knocks it down. It's a 9-point game. The biggest lead of the day for Chicago. And we're seeing just almost the same as we saw last week against the Indiana Shuckers. We saw the Instigators in a close game at that half, but the second half was a completely different story. 3-ball here for the Instigators is no good off the back of the rim. Looks like they do get the rebound. No, Chicago has it. So once again, we're seeing the opponent here for the Instigators really take over. This is the biggest lead of the game for either side. It's a 9-point game, 60-51 in favor of the Rebels. Here they come again with the ball, leading by 9. Shot up here is no good. And the rebound, a little buffer here on the video, so let's see what's going on here. Looks like it's going back over to the Instigators, and it is. Hoosier State's going to inbound here. Down by 9. Fast start here, second half here for the Chicago Rebels. Show the fast start at the beginning of the game for the Instigators. Now things have turned around just a little bit. It's a 9-point game, 60-51. You see the fans coming back from the concession stands. I know Jason Wright was talking about going to the concession stands, getting some nachos at halftime. Now outside, that one's going out of bounds. Well, not a great play there for the Rebels. They'll get back over to Hoosier State, who could use the ball for themselves as they trail again by 9. Thank you, Jason Wright. We have some more NFL early window final scores. The Packers defeated the Rams 20-3. Obviously, the Rams were without Matthew Stafford today. He has an injured thumb on his throwing hand. And the Bears fall to the Saints 24-17. Jason, if you could please keep us updated on the Colts and the Panthers game throughout the remainder of this broadcast. Really appreciate it. That game currently now on CBS. Here in Clinton, Indiana, we have the Rebels leading the Hoosier State Instigators. A fast start to the second half. It's 60-55, though, so the Instigators are slowly coming back. I think a whistle there. Foul against the Rebels. Gives the ball back into the Instigators, down by just 5. Let's score change. Let's see the scoreboard. 62, so they did get the basket there. So it's still a 7-point game. Call it 3. Too strong for the Instigators, and remember, here comes Chicago again. Got a fast start for the Rebels. Start the second half. Wide open 3. Bang! And the Rebels have opened up a 10-point lead. Dominating the beginning of the second half. Let's see, the Instigators have some fight in them here. They get to the basket here. They get a basket there, so crawling their way back in just little by little. Now an 8-point game. And outside, another 3. That one off the back of the rim. And rebounded, here come the Instigators again. They can take it inside of the basket, and the layup is, no good. Chicago taking on the rebound. Another wide open 3. Can't hit it, though. Back and forth we go again. Another turn. There's a turnover here. But then he couldn't get the basket, but it looks like a foul. So back and forth we go here. It's now just a 5-point game. Looks like a 62-57. We'll get the official score. So let's check the chat. Check the chat for the official score. And Jason Wright saying that was a travel. So it was a travel against somebody. And look to see the official score. It looks like 62-57. I might be wrong. Let's see if the first foul shot is good for the Rebels. It looks like we're going to have to wait to get back to the other side of the court to see the official score. So you got this one basketball hoop covering. Now 67-57. So it is a 10-point game in favor of Chicago. And it looks like we have a timeout on the floor. So let's take our first timeout of the second half. 67-57. We're right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigator Basketball. Ten-point game here in Clinton, Indiana. The Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 67-57. I'm Stephen Erg, broadcasting this game here from Worcester, Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, Massachusetts. The game will be taking place, of course, in Southern Indiana, the home of the co-champions of the 2022-2023 season, the Indiana Lions. Of course, the championship game was supposed to be held in St. Louis, Missouri, but due to tornado warnings in the area about the time of the game that was supposed to be played, the championship game, the game was canceled, and the league decided to crown both the Burning River Buckets and the Indiana Lions co-champions last year. Look for something a little different here in 2023-2024. Looks like it's tough to play here, and an inbound coming for the Instigators. Biggest lead of the day for either team is what we've seen right now, 67-57, a 10-point lead. The second 10-point lead for the Rebels in this game. Hoosier State looking to come back. A shot up here is good, gets in there. Now actually scored already 68-59, so there was an extra foul shot we might have missed. No, 9-point game, so it was an 11-point game, and now the shot is blocked. Here come the Instigators again. And up to the basket. Second shot, no good, and there you go. We talked about this. As that ball is going to, let's see if the Rebels can save it. No, they cannot. It goes out of bounds. We've talked about it for a few times. We'll keep talking about it. The Instigators need to do a better job at offensive rebounding and getting points off offensive rebounds. They started out pretty bad doing that, and they did bounce back a little bit in the end of that half. But now here again on that last possession, unable to get anything going. Ball goes out, however, on Chicago, goes back over to the Instigators. Come back outside. Continuing to pass it outside. Now inside to the basket. And there's again the second chance shot. They get to get the rebound here. And they capitalize. Yes, they can. So they do get the basket there. It's a 7-point game, 68-61. Chicago Rebels on top of the Hoosier State Instigators. Oh, how about this, ladies and gentlemen? We told you we'd get into an update from Atlanta, and we'd have one. The Minnesota Vikings and quarterback Josh Dobbs have pulled it off. They defeat the Atlanta Falcons 31-28. So the Vikings, without Kirk Cousins for the season, improved to 5-4. Falcons fall to 4-5, their second consecutive loss. Just 2 weeks ago, the Falcons were on top of the NFC East South after defeating the Bucs 16-13 in Tampa. And now, I believe if Jason, again, if you can give us an update. I know Tampa played in Houston in the early window. We can get an update on the Bucs game against the Texans and how they did. Story of two different teams in the last 2 weeks, the Falcons and Bucs. So last week, the Bucs coming off a very close loss to the Buffalo Bills on last Thursday night. Obviously, this past Thursday night, the Steelers defeated the Titans, and that was another great game on Prime. Seen a lot of much better games than we saw last year on Amazon Prime's Thursday Night Football. The Falcons have dropped 2 in a row. 31-28 loss to the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, here we have a 68-62 game. A shot up here is good. Now 70-62. 8-point lead here for Chicago. Gainer now playing some good defense. Now they get the Holy Tulane, and it's good. They didn't count the basket. It doesn't look like they counted the basket, though. It looks like it was a foul against somebody. And you're watching this game from Clinton, Indiana, as the Instigators are inbounding. Now outside for 3. No good. Rebounded by Chicago. Apologize, folks. The video is buffering a little bit on my end. So we'll keep following as good as we can here. 70-62 is your still your score. Instigators on the Rebels on top of the Instigators, I mean. Once again, early window, final scores. 9:30 Eastern Time out in Frankfort, Connecticut. The Kansas City Chiefs defeated the Miami Dolphins 21-14. Packers defeat the Rams 20-3. The Commanders pull off a win against the Patriots 20-17. The Vikings beat the Falcons in Atlanta 31-28. And a shot here. That's the 3 ball is no good. Now coming up on the late window on Fox and CBS, we have the Panthers hosting the Colts. I'm sure fans out here in Indiana love to hear that the Colts are putting in action as we broadcast this ABA game here in Indiana. America's Game of the Week is on Fox as the Philadelphia Eagles host the Dallas Cowboys, the top 2 teams in the NFC East. So they go at 7-1 Eagles, 5-2 Cowboys. Sunday Night Football, the Buffalo Bills are in Cincinnati to take on the Bengals on NBC. And Monday Night Football tomorrow night, the Jets will host the Chargers from MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The shot up here is good for the Rebels. It's like scored 72-62 now. About 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. And a slam there for the Instigators, making an 8-point game once again. So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have yet to set your microwaves, stove clocks, or wall clocks back an hour, now's the time to do so as we have reached daylight savings time. Inside shot up here by the Rebels is no good. Reminded by the Instigators, and here they come again, now by just 8. And throwing it deep, wide open. Had a chance for 3, decided not to go for it. Now here's a 3. No good. Rebound once again by Chicago for 4. Just under 5 minutes left here in the third quarter. 72-64, and a basket there makes it a... Looks like it was actually a foul. It looks like the basket was good, but now they're calling a foul. And so we're going to get 2 foul shots here for the Rebels. Again, next week, November 12th, 3 p.m. Eastern Time tip-off. The Instigators will host the Southland Saints from right here in Clinton, Indiana. The second game in franchise history in which they play an ABA team. Obviously, this one being the first, and last week we were there in Bedford, Indiana. They took on the IBL Pro-Am Indiana Shuckers. Unfortunately, things did not go their way for that game. And the Shuckers did really great job of shooting threes in that exhibition game as they defeated the Instigators. Instigators looking to bounce back here in their first ABA action, currently trailing by either 9 or 10. I couldn't see the scoreboard. We'll get you an update here in a moment. Just under 4 minutes left here in the third quarter now. 76-67 is your score. And here come the Rebels again. Another Instigator turnover. Timeout on the floor, so we'll take it with them. Be right back. You're watching Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Nine-point Chicago lead out of the timeout. They lead the Hoosier State Instigators 76-67. You're watching this game from Clinton, Indiana, in the southern part of the state, the Hoosier State. That's the name, the Hoosier State Instigators. I'm Stephen Erb, broadcasting this game here for the Instigators from Worcester, Massachusetts, about 40 miles outside of Boston. Beautiful Sunday evening here on the East Coast, and a Sunday afternoon for those there in the Mid-East. And a layup here looks like no good. Due to a foul. Looks like the shot was good, but they called a foul. So we're going to see 2 foul shots here for the Rebels. 76-67 Slater score of 3:24 left in the third. Or 34. Well, 3:31 left in the third officially. The first shot is up and is good. 77-67. And the second one knocks that one down as well. So an 11-point lead once again for Chicago. little buffer video. Ooh. One of the instigators went flying on that one. Goes down. So that's a foul against Chicago. So we're going to see instigators come out and do for a couple foul shots now. Now we have substitutions here for the Rebels. 3:17 left third quarters. 11-point lead for the visiting team. Now getting ready here to shoot the two foul shots. First one is up and looks like I guess we missed the first one. So that second one was no good. So he misses both of the foul shots. Now back comes Chicago with an 11-point lead. Now it's another stop to play here. Now Rebels inbounding from the other side of the court. A wide open lane there. Passes it out. Basket up, no good, but they do get the rebound. 13-point lead for the Rebels, 80-67. This one tipped and intercepted. Here they come again. Three ball. Knocks it down. 16-point lead now. The Rebels pulling away here in the third. Here for the instigators, no good, but they get the offensive rebound. Can they get the basket? No, they cannot. And again, that's been the issue from just about the entire day here for Hoosier State. It's being unable to get those second chance shots off. But we do have a foul called here, I believe. So the instigators will come out and shoot some foul shots here. Now by 16 points again. It's been all Rebels here in the third quarter thus far. We have about 2.5 left here in the third quarter. The first one is up. First one is no good. It remains a 16-point game with 2:35 left here in the third quarter. Knocks the second one down, though. 83-68 now your score. And here come the Rebels once more. Been a dominant third quarter for Chicago. Three ball. Knocks it down. The dominance continuing here for the Rebels. 85-68. 17-point lead. It's like, so the Rebels inbound here looks like it was a foul against Hoosier State. And a shot up here, airballed, taken away by the instigators. Inside a slam, there you go. Jason Wright asks for more slams here for the instigators, and now he gets them. $85-68. Looks like actually it doesn't look like the basket counted. Then he put the points on the board there for the instigators, and they get the ball back to Chicago. Coming inside, shot up, no good. Second chance shot, also no good, and another foul against, again, another one against the instigators. No. That ball looked like it went off the backboard and out of bounds. Back over to the Instigators, however. Trying to get a shot off. And just too much power on that one. Another foul. Substitutions here for the Instigators. Shot up and knocks that one down. It looks like a 20-point game, if I'm not mistaken. We're in the final minute here in the third quarter. Another turnover. So again, the dominance by the Rebels continues here in the third. And a slam. I couldn't get that one finished, however. Rebels do get it back, though. Here in the final seconds of the third. 27 seconds, 3 ball. Let's see if that one was good or not. And another turnover. They're going to call a foul here. It looks like in Chicago. The Instigators get it back. 14 seconds left. 89-68. Now 89-70. And that, ladies and gentlemen, shot off, no good. And that's the end of the third quarter. It's been all Chicago here in the third. Let's see if the Instigators have come back in them as we go to the fourth. In a 19-point game, we're right back here watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Start of the fourth quarter, everybody. The Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 89-70. You're watching this live broadcast here from Clinton, Indiana. My name is Stephen Herr, broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, 40 miles outside of Boston. It's been a dominant second half here for Chicago. They've just done exceptionally well and pulled away clearly against these Instigators, now leading by 19. And it looks like foul called against the Instigators here. So it looks like the Rebels are going to shoot some foul shots and look to extend on their lead. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not set your microwaves back, or your wall clocks, or even your ovens, now's the time to do so, as we are now in daylight savings time. Fall back, as they like to say. Fortunately for those that love their sleep, we do get an extra hour of sleep from now until spring. We'll be sure to enjoy that. Again, next week, Hoosier State continues their run toward a championship as they host the Southland Saints right here in Clinton, Indiana. Tip-off next Sunday, November 12th, at 3 p.m. Eastern. And a turnover here on the Rebels. Pass it out to keep it outside. 3 ball. Bang, bang, bang. It's now a 21-point game. Excuse me, 24-point game. So again, the Diamonds continuing here for the Rebels. They're keeping it moving here. One outside, off balance 3, no good, and that's been the story of the first half here. And there's a basket. Story of the second half, I mean. Instigators not being able to get much done here against this powerful Chicago team who have just, again, they've just pulled away profusely here in the second half. Now another foul here. The Rebels will get it back here, leading by 18. 94-76 is your score. I don't know where I got 24 from, but it's 18-point game. Shot up there, but the Rebels no good. Here come the Instigators. Still waiting to see, fans waiting to see if they have some sort of comeback in them. 3 ball. Bang! And there you go. There you go. That's what we're talking about. 79-94 now, just a 15-point game. Of course, in the game of basketball, we see all sorts of different runs, so this game's far from over, ladies and gentlemen. And there's another miss by the Rebels, and here come the Instigators again. And to the basket lane, it is good, and now it's just a 13-point game. So as the Rebels got off to the hot start in the third quarter, the Instigators getting hot stuff here in the fourth quarter. And we have a timeout on the floor. We're waiting to see if these Instigators can make a comeback. We're about to find out when we come back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Instigators slowly crawling their way back towards, they're just slowly crawling their way back here. Once down by 19 at the end of the third quarter, they've closed it to a 13-point game. Looking to see if they can complete the comeback and get their first win in franchise history as they kick off their inaugural season. They currently trail 94-81. And here are the Rebels with the ball now, however. Defense looking to make a stop here. Shot up, no good. Rebound by the Rebels, however. And now that shot is blocked, and here they come again. Here come the Instigators to the basket and a slam. And now, again, here come the Instigators. And here's you see the crowd on their, again, pretty excited here. It's an 11-point game. 9:20 left in the ball game. But now it's been a wide open lane for the Rebels, and you got to play better defense than that if you're the Instigators. It's not going to get the job done. Trying to complete the comeback here. You can't give up big plays like that. And you can't miss shots like that either if you're the Instigators. They do get it back on the offensive rebound, so they can finish the job here. Continuing to come back here. Once down by 19, now I'm down by just by 13. And then they turn it over here, and here come the Rebels once again. So now the momentum is switched pretty fast from the Rebels to the Instigators, back over to the Rebels. Outside, corner three. Knocks it down. And again, the momentum has swung all the way back over to the Rebels side. And they now lead once again by 16, 99-83. And another turnover. And an easy basket there. 101-83. An 18-point lead. So once again, the Rebels started to pull away here in the fourth. And another turnover. What happened to the Instigators? They had the momentum, and now it's all Chicago once more. Now a 20-point deficit. Looks like we have a timeout on the floor. Rebels pull. So once upon a time, it was an 11-point game. But ever since then, the Rebels, again, have pulled away here as they had done to start the third quarter and all throughout the third quarter, basically. They led by 19 at the end of 3. Instigators came back, made an 11-point game. We thought, here come the Instigators. But now the Rebels have taken complete control and lead by their biggest lead here tonight. 21. 104-83. On top of the Hoosier State Instigators playing their first game in the ABA against the ABA opponent. Last week, they fell to the Indiana Shuckers in an exhibition game. Shuckers, of course, an IBL Pro-Am team. So the Instigators were now really looking to pull off a big comeback here with about 7 minutes left here in the fourth. Out of the timeout, it again is a 21-point lead here for the Rebels, and another turnover by the Instigators. Let's see if the Rebels can capitalize here. Passing outside, almost stepped out of bounds, almost toward the backcourt there. Now coming inside, back outside, almost stepped out of bounds, it looked like. Be careful there. Now inside, back outside, 3-ball. And no good. So the Instigators get the defensive rebound. Let's see if they can capitalize. This is the time where they really need to get hustling here. Now a whistle. The Instigators are going to inbound here. Getting down by 21 points. As time ticks away here in this game. First action for the Instigators in the American Basketball Association in their first season in franchise history. Looking to put on a show here for their home crowd here in Clinton, Indiana. Slammed on the putback there. 104-85, a 19-point game. Rebels fooling the Hoosier State defense. Wide open corner 3. Could not finish the job, however, if we reach the 7-minute mark here in the game. And now a whistle. (104-85), 7 minutes. Looks like 7 minutes exactly left here in the game. Now they put the clock back to 8:04, so they put a whole minute back on that clock. Still remains a 19-point game. Now the Rebels are going to shoot some foul shots here. Her shot is up, knocks it down. 105-85, a 20-point game. The clock reads, I believe it reads 8:04 left. Put a whole minute back on the clock. Wonder why it is that. Second shot up and knocks that one down as well. So now a 22-point game. Again, the biggest lead here for the Rebels. That ball goes out of bounds. Now back over to the Instigators, however. Now here come, now it's an interception here by the Instigators. You are right, Jason. The clock does read 6:41 now. Now stop with 6:40 as we have a foul. Looks like we have a foul. 22-point lead here for the Chicago Rebels against the Hoosier State Instigators. Again, next week, November 12th, 3 p.m. tip-off here from Clinton, Indiana. The Hoosier State Instigators will host the Southland Saints, their second ABA action in franchise history. Be sure to follow the Instigators on Instagram at Hoosier State Instigators ABA to find out where you can get your tickets. And foul shots here for the Instigators. First one is up, first one is good. 107-86, 6:40 left here in the game. Nice little venue here in Clinton, Indiana, in the southernmost part of the state. I remember one of the owners, Jay, was telling me last week, about 3 hours away from St. Louis, where the championship game was held last year. This year, the championship game will be held in Mobile, Alabama. So keeping it south for the ABA championship game coming in April. At the 6-minute mark here in this game, a 20-point game, the Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators 109-89 from here in Clinton, Indiana. About 3 hours away from St. Louis. Not too sure how far from Indianapolis, however. I'll have to get you an update on that one when I'm able to. And so the ball goes out of bounds, and the Instigators will inbound here. Alley up there, trying to get the shot off, and knocks it down. 18, there you go. 18-point game now. A 5:33 left. It's actually a foul was called, so it's an and one here. Chance of a 3-point play here for the Instigators, looking again to close the gap here. Water 991, 5:33 left here in the game. Instigators looking to kick off their inaugural season in the ABA with a victory. It's going to take a lot for them to come back here, though, down by 18. with just 5.5 left. As I mentioned earlier, I've seen games like this before. Remember back in January, last season, the Elite 4-1-3 Elite led the Mass Wolves 82-59 in the third quarter. The Wolves came back to win the game 106-104, and obviously last night, with just 5:45 left, the New Hampshire Kings led the Connecticut Surge 102-96. The Surge came back to win that game 123-117. So, as in the words of Kevin Garnett, anything's possible. So there's definitely a chance at a comeback here for the Instigators. So we have a technical foul here because the Instigators are now shooting foul shots with nobody around them. That usually tells that there's a technical on somebody. Jason Wright in the chat all day telling us Clinton to Indianapolis is about 92 miles. An hour and a half drive, so not too far from Indianapolis. Of course, the Colts are on the road this week as they take on the Carolina Panthers. Game currently going on at the Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina, over on CBS. Chicago Bears fell today 24-17 to the Saints in New Orleans. So I believe it's back-to-back losses for the Bears after they defeated the Raiders. They lost to the Chargers on Sunday night. And now this one, I'm not mistaken. Looks like one of the coaches is discussing something with the referee there. I'm not exactly sure what, but I do believe that there was a technical foul called on somebody for the Rebels. And now we have a 15-point game, still 5:33 left. So like I said, anything's possible. We could see definitely a big comeback here in the end for the Instigators. Look at put on a show, 3-ball. Ooh, in and out though. That would have been telling for a comeback here for the Instigators. And now two defenders could not get to the Rebel player, and he'll get the basket. 109-94, 15-point game again. Shot up there, no good. Rebound, gets it to go. 13-point game again, about to hit the 4-minute mark here in the game though. So the Instigators need to get something going here. I want to complete this amazing comeback. And now 5 minutes left, excuse me. Just hit the 5-minute mark here in the game. If I just said 4-minute. Timeout on the floor. Let's take it with them right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Back to the action here. It was like I could see that the Instigators have 96 points. I can't see how many points the Rebels have, but it is a pretty big deficit here for the Instigators as time winds down. We were about 5 minutes left here in the game. So Instigators need to get something going here to spark a comeback. Now another whistle, and it looks like the ball go back over to Hoosier State. And it will, so back to the action here once again. There you go, 109-96, 13-point game. Pass inside. It's the basket, good. An 11-point game. Here come the Instigators. They got to put the pressure on the Rebels now. Throwing this one up. They're bringing the pressure on defense. And a basket there, no good. And here come the Instigators again on the defensive rebound. Inside the basket. Tried to dunk, but no good. Foul called. Clock stop at 4:20 left. $109.98. 11-point game with 4:20 left. It is far from over here, ladies and gentlemen. The expression goes, it's not over till the fat lady sings. And looks like he missed that first foul shot. Not ready for that second foul shot here. Missed the first one, knocks the second one down. So looks like he has the third one. $109.99. 10-point game. And Jonathan Taylor just scored a reception touchdown for the Colts. So the Colts get into the end zone in Carolina. Game over on CBS. Or if you're like me, watching NFL Plus, and a layup there, no good. And now Chicago, momentum heading back their way. Now another whistle. The Instigators starting to pull back in, whatever the expression is. They're going to make a big comeback here in the end. Churchill, 109.99, 4:01 left, the legal clock says. Now looks like there's a technical on the Instigators. So now you see the Rebels guy shooting some foul shots all alone. Or shot at least one. Getting back to the action now. Rebels inbounding here. And it's once intercepted by the Instigators. Here they come. Back outside. 3-ball. Bang! Oh, here they come. 111, 102. We still got 3:50 left in this game. Again, far from over. Instigators need to keep pushing that pressure on. This shot no good. Here come the Instigators again in transition. To the basket, and it's good. 7-point game. 3.5 left. Now, let's see. It looked like almost another turnover with the Rebels. They get it back, though. And now a whistle. That was a close call there. It looks like this call is going against the Rebels. So Hoosier State will get the ball back here. Down by 7 with 3:28 left. So a 7-point game. At one point it was a 22-point game. Instigators crawling back into this one. Looking to cap off an amazing comeback with a victory. Now here's the inbound for the Instigators. 3:20 left. 7-point game. Looking to make a huge comeback. Once down by 24. And a basket here is... Oh, again, they're struggling to get these second chance shots. And now looks like another foul against 2. I don't know, but the clock is stopped with 3:05 left. The Rebels get it back, and that's a kickball against Hoosier State. Chicago once again inbound after the kickball by the Instigators. 3:26 left. 7-point game. Station Wright said in the chat, it's getting chippy here. It sure is. Once a 22-point game, now down to 7. Instigators looking to pull their way back in. Come out with a comeback victory to kick off their inaugural season. Now an inbound for the Rebels once again. Still 3:26 left in a 7-point game. 111-104. Chicago leads Hoosier State. Here comes the Instigators now. They got the ball back. Outside. 3. Knocks it down. And we have a 4-point game. A 4-point play, actually. So it's a 3-point game. 111-108. What a comeback for the Instigators. Who would have thought who would have seen this coming? What a comeback. And what a win this would be for the Instigators. They could pull this one off. Rebels now inbounding, however, they held down with just a 3-point lead. Now shot is up and no good. Here come the Rebels. They have a chance to tie this game. Excuse me, here come the Instigators. They have a chance to tie this game here. 111-108. It's the basket. No good. They get the rebound on the offensive rebound. But the layup's no good. Another foul. The clock reached 3:14 left. 111-108. What a comeback. It once down by 22 points. I'm going to see 2 foul shots here. First one is up, and first one is good. So now it's a 2-point game. So now this shot here has a chance to make this a 1-point game. 3:14 left. And it does. Wow, what a comeback for the Instigators. 111-110. And now another foul. What a way to kick off your inaugural franchise if you're the Instigators. Once down by 22 points, now just a 1-point game here in the waning minutes. Order for an exciting finish here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you don't go anywhere. And if you're watching this game, be sure to invite your friends to come watch it with us. Because you don't want to miss an exciting finish either. I'm here in Clinton, Indiana. First ABA action for both teams. First ABA game for the Instigators in franchise history after an exhibition game last week against the IBL Pro-Am Indiana Shuckers. That game did not turn out like this one has so far. And a turnover. The scuffle for the ball. They're going to call jump ball. So the ball should go back over to the Instigators. Now guys at the scoreboard table look like they're trying to get their fans riled up here. Targeting Pontes. Again, huge comeback here for Hoosier State. And now the Rebels will inbound here. We got a hello from one of the fans there. Nice pass there. Again, inside to the basket. It's good. So now back to a 3-point game. Looks like we actually If I read the clock correctly, it's 1:34 left, so we're coming right down to the wire here. There's a foul here against the Instigators, so the Rebels are back at the line to shoot foul shot, and they knock it down. So now, 4-point game. Still plenty of time left. About a minute and a half. Ball goes out of bounds, back over to the Rebels. So here late, costly turnover for the Instigators. And now, a couple of turnovers, a few fouls here against the Instigators late in this one, giving the Rebels some chance. There's some foul shots to pull this one away just a little bit. Now that foul shot makes it, I believe, a 7-point game. Wait for official score update here. To this foul shot. Knocks it down. And now it's a 7-point game. We have time on the floor, so we'll take it with them right back. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. (117-110). Chicago Rebels lead the Hoosier State Instigators. We have about a minute 48 left here in the game, if I read the clock correctly. Watching this broadcast from Clinton, Indiana. I'm Stephen Erb, broadcasting this game from Worcester, Massachusetts, 40 miles away from Boston. First ABA action for the Instigators in franchise history, looking to complete a 22-point comeback. But now the Rebels once again pulling away here late in the game. And a shot here, layup, no good though. Get the rebound, and they get the basket on the rebound. So now, a 9-point game. Basket there for the Instigators, making it a 7-point game, 119-112. And almost had another turnover. Shot no good, but rebounded by the Instigators. So not. And a basket here makes it a 5-point game. I thought I made a 5-point game. Yes, they did. There you go. It's down 119-114. Final minute left. Final minute here. Instigators need to make something happen here. They get the turnover. There it is. Just like I said, they need to get something done to the basket, but then they give it right back. Defense need to make a big stop here. And I think a foul was called. 38.4 seconds left. 5-point game, 119-114. Let's see, 2 foul shots here for the Rebels, and if they make these 2 foul shots, it might be the coup de grace here for Chicago pulling out an opening season victory. Well, let's see what happens here in these final 38 seconds. Once again, the Rebels shooting foul shots with nobody in the vicinity, so it looks like it might be another technical. Now a 6-point game, 120-114, and this foul shot could put this game away ultimately. Right here. And he misses it. He's going to get one more, though. Chance to make it a 7-point game. And he does. Okay, now it's a 7-point game. I'm not sure why they gave him so many foul shots. Should have only been about 2. Maybe 3, but it looks like he got 4. Now a 7-point game with 38.4 seconds left, and the Rebels get the ball back on the inbound. Pass it outside. They're looking to chew up some clock here at this point. Come out of here with a opening season victory, but now a whistle and a foul. And we get another hello from another fan. So you're winding on the final seconds here. The basket there is good. Made 5-point game. And unfortunately for those fans looking to come out and see a victory here today, it doesn't look like we're going to get it. Chicago Rebels just too strong here in the second half. And despite a 22-point comeback, make it a 1-point game here for the Instigators. The Rebels have pulled away late here in this one, in the final few minutes. And it's a 7-point game. We'll take our final timeout. We're right back to wrap this one up. You're watching a presentation of Hoosier State Instigators basketball. Final seconds here in Clinton, Indiana. Chicago Rebels on top, 121-114 over the Hoosier State Instigators. Hoosier State once down by 22 points here in the second half. They made it a 1-point game. Now down by 7 here with a few seconds left. They're going to shoot a couple foul shots. First shot was up, and it is good. 121-15. Looks like about 6.7 seconds left. And the second one, no good. So now a 6-point game. The Instigators need to get the rebound. They're not going to get it. The Rebels will. And that's going to do it, folks. Rebels can bounce and dribble this ball down to the final seconds. Reminder, next Sunday, November 12th, 3 p.m., right here in Clinton, Indiana, the Hoosier State Instigators take on the Southland Saints. And for now, typed in the final seconds here. Now the clock's up 4.7 seconds. So be sure to follow the Instigators on Instagram, Hoosier State Instigators ABA. Reach out to them, see where you can get your tickets for next week's games, next Sunday, November 12th, 3 p.m. against the Southland Saints. And now more foul shots here for the Rebels. They knocked that one down. 122 to 115. And that one's swirling around the rim and knocks it down. Oh, so an 8-point game. Final seconds shot up here, no good. And that's your ball game. Final score: the Chicago Rebels defeat the Hoosier State Instigators 123 to 115. For the Chicago Rebels, for the Hoosier State Instigators, and for the American Basketball Association, I'm Stephen Err. Thank you all for watching, tuning in here tonight. We will see you next week as the Instigators take on the Southland Saints. For now, good night from Clinton, Indiana.